We're Caroline and Ian, a British couple who's given up work, sold the house, given away their possessions and are now in Europe on a van life. Come and join us in our journey.
And so come with us as we travel Europe and see how Christian faith and van life work together on a wing and a prayer.
Hello and welcome to our 1 year of van life. We made it. We're still talking to each other.
Yes, we are.
And so we thought what we'd do is, a lot of you haven't seen the van, so we're going to do a full van tour so you can see just how we live our lives. So I'll just turn this round. This is the cockpit where Mr. A spends a lot of the time driving. The thing I like about the cockpit is it makes me feel very, very tall because we're nice and high up. And then when we land at a site, we have these blinds. You want to just take that over?
Watch out, birdie. You go right over and just a magnetic strip, sticks them all together, and there's your privacy.
And we also have them on the side windows as well. The other thing that's very good once we've arrived is, Mr. A will demonstrate, the chairs do a turn around, which then means that we have 6 chairs around the dining place.
So every night time we like to go up into the nest at the top. This is our main sleeping area, only because A, it's easy, and number 2, all you have to do is put the ladder up, and while we've still got the bones to do it, so Mrs. A, up you go. Bit of a, yeah, and the side windows.
Do you want to pass it to? So people often think that we're quite mad sleeping up here, but it does have its benefits, and the benefits of sleeping up here is the windows that it has. So in summer it can get really, really hot in the van. So when it does, we have a window down at which we can open, and we have been known to stick our heads out of this window and lie back and just watch the stars. We also have another window just above us that stays permanently open. That's the trees in the forest, and the same window is behind us. Now the sponges there are to make the bed even longer, but we use them as a headboard and to keep the drafts out in winter. We have little lights that we can put on for reading. And the one thing that we didn't have, but Mr. A has kindly made for me, is a brew shelf. So that's where we put our cups of teas in the morning when we're having a lazy lie-in.
Okay, so this is our dining area and our television area. Some people call it a living room. And with both chairs turned round, there is room for more than 6 people to sit. And you get 3 on this settee, and you can get at least another 3 or 4 on the settee. And when Delilah's travelling, she goes on here without the cushions, and she just, as soon as we move, she just jumps straight up. She knows what she's doing. One of the other nice things about this van is that there's an indoor cooling area or heating area which runs off the motor at the front, and you can set that to number 3, so it's got its own indoor fan, which just lately has been really cooling Delilah down which is great. Yeah, this is also in our area. It tells us what our batteries are kicking out at, and it's a sunny day, and we've got 12.8. It has got up to 3.3. There's 2 leisure batteries underneath there, and then underneath here is the floor heating, and it works by air and blows the air through. There's lots of storage areas, which is great. We've got one locker, another locker there, another locker on this side, which has inside a converter, 12 volt, which is great. So if we're off grid, we can watch the TV and plug other electrics in. At the moment it's charging all our phones and things up. And then this side we've also got another locker, and this one actually drops down. Really unusual, never seen one of those before. There's Delilah's fan to keep her cool while she's travelling. We've got a really big window on that side, and a side window on this one. This one's slightly different. It's a pull over window, which is great. Every one of them have got fly screens and also blackout blinds, just doing that. And then you can also have it without anything, just have the windows open. We've got lights, 2 off, one on that side and one on that side, and this is our living area. Van is a 6-berth van. They say you can get 2 up there. I reckon that you can get about 12 kids up there. So there's plenty of room up there. As Caroline said, the bed will actually pull out even further if you're sleeping that way and you're more than 6 foot. You could actually get somebody who's 8 foot in this van. But the bed up there is extremely large, and then, as if by magic, the whole of this living area turns into another bed. It's extremely long. It's a long bed. It's like almost like a king size. As you can see, if I've got my head on the pillow at the back, I've still got that much room on the other side.
You can watch telly in bed.
You can watch telly in bed. There's plenty of room as this pulls out like that. And hey ho.
And then the strange thing is, sometimes Delilah goes under here and snuggles down. My last kitchen at home was 12 foot by 13 foot. And now my kitchen is 3 foot by 4 foot. And I absolutely love it. It's got everything I need in a tiny little space. So for starters, I have 2 sinks. Oh, do they call them 1.5 bowls? 1.5 sinks. This then goes to make extra space. If I then want more shelving space, if I've got a lot of cooking going on, I can make an extra shelf. I've got a tap that does both of them. Hot water does take a little bit, 20 minutes to boil up, but we tend to just boil a kettle for that. In here I have all my dry storage, so you can access that on both sides, and pasta, bread, crackers, all the dried larder things go in there. And then knife and fork drawer. So this is actually bigger than the knife and fork drawer I had at home, which is one big, huge bonus. You can also access the gas points for turning them off in winter under here. I have a pull-out larder, so all my tin products, all the drinks, tea, coffee, and then bits and pieces underneath there. I've got a 4-burner hob, which is all gas, a full grill and a full oven as well. Pans are kept underneath, mainly so I can reach them. And then up top I've got an extractor fan and a light, which is really important for cooking because it gets really dark in winter. I have all my cups and my coffee machines, and then plates and bowls. And then up here there was a microwave, but because we're always off grid, I don't have the ability to use a microwave. So I've got my larger pans in there, the kettle, thank you ladies from work, it's still working beautifully. Baking things, teapot, essential for a British couple. And
my sweet larder.
Ian has his sweets in there. I have quite a good freezer box and also a really good fridge. On the other side, we even have, are you ready for this? A drinks cabinet. And then
It's empty at the moment.
we have a clutter drawer, which everybody's got to have. This is actually the only second drawer we've got in the whole van. Cutlery drawer and a rubbish drawer, and then all the cleaning stuff's in there, tidying out the way. And that's my kitchen.
And the middle bit of the home, we have our clothes cupboard and shoes, which we've had to put some air fresheners in because of my feet. We've got tons of clothes and things. We've also got the fire extinguisher, and we've also got a blanket, electric blanket, a fire blanket, just in case. So all things have got to be done. And then we've got in this cupboard, we have Delilah's food store at the top. She knows every morning when we get up that she's going to get fed when we come to here. We've got, we bought one of these before we left, which has been a little bit of a godsend. It's a mini jackery thing, great for charging things up. So we charge that up when we get to campsites with electrics, all sorts of bits and bobs. We've got medical things and Caroline's candles in there, so that's good. So 1 closed cupboard, 2 closed cupboard, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're middle stage, filled them all. And the amazing thing is that this is like a TARDIS, and what you do is you pull this little handle here and you press this little button on the side, and hey presto, dun dun, you've got extra living room for Delilah to lie down. Very often when we go to a site we'll take this out, even though we don't use it that much. It's for extra room for Delilah. But this does something special. 1, 2. I know you can't take too much of this, me in bed again. Anyway, this is the pull out, and it pulls out into a more than a double bed. This again is massive, and all the Europeans that when we were on a campsite kept coming over because they were fascinated by the pull up. Apparently a German man said to me that the Frankia doesn't have a pull out in Germany. It's only for the foreign market that they make the pull out. So it fascinates everybody. So this is sometimes where we sleep as an extra holiday. Got 2 side lights here, electric. We can put the telly on the side there, and it could be like a little hotel room.
And if it all gets too much for me, I just pull the blind across,
Say goodbye,
trap him in, and it becomes his own little palace.
Hey, it's all right in here.
One thing a lot of people ask me and are dead interested in, because it's only nature, is where to go to the toilet. So don't worry, we are not roughing it. I'm not peeing in a bucket. I actually have a whole bathroom. So here's the bathroom. If you want to come and join me.
Well, join me in bed, join you in the bathroom.
Good van tour.
Don't know how well that'd go.
So what I have is, I do have a full shower unit, which is really cool, and loads of storage in there. That comes round, so you can't hear Mr. A singing in the shower.
And it's large enough to do the funky chicken, apparently.
Then a huge vanity mirror and sink, and then a place to pop all your towels in. Oh, they're all falling out everywhere. So quite a lot of storage. All the toiletries are down there. And then this is the Thunderbox, the toilet. Loads of clutter in here. And again, more storage. So the one thing that this place does have is plenty of storage. When you travel, you have to make sure doors are locked. So you just pin that button back there. And then in the shower, you have to put the lock on here. That's it, and that's the lock on, so things don't move. So this is it, the bathroom.
And for all us lads and geeks that always wonder how things work, first of all, that is the air conditioning unit, which is actually behind the back of that storage area in the kitchen. And that was a godsend during the really hot weather when we were in France. That you just set and no problem. There it is, an alarm system. We have our little electric box, and this is where all the electric bits happen. So it's got on this side, it tells you how much water you've got, in which case we've got half a tank, and how much it's full. That's been playing up a bit, so we actually emptied it yesterday, but it's still saying it's full. Anybody any ideas, please let us know. We have tried to clean it out. These are all the various things. You've got your water, so you can isolate the water if you want to, your lights, the actual on and off using the batteries, and on this side using exactly the same gauge, it tells you where your batteries are up to. So it's just over half, which is more than enough, and it's got both batteries. On here there is the switch for hot water, which you can run on electric or you can run on gas, and the one at the top, also very interesting, is also for electric and gas, and that's the heating. And finally is a switch that opens the big top window to let air in. So that's the electronics of the van. Here we are, we're just filling up on a service site, petrol garage. Caroline's just filling up the van, trying to work out which is diesel. And here we are, and all I can say is it's not a bad site to be filling up, is it? Look at that, it's gorgeous. And we're off on our way.